Hello everyone. This is tough for me to explain because D-Day occurred only on Friday. I need to write this down and see what happens next. I haven't spent much time in this sub, so please excuse me if I'm not using the correct language. We, a 30-year-old man and a 32-year-old woman, have been together for 7 years, married for 5, and have 2 children. Things have been up and down over the years, but the low point has not been the end of our marriage. Things have been very rough in recent months. More debates, disagreements, and confrontations. Fights developed into yelling and name-calling, so I packed my possessions and slept in my car. We have not been on the same page for about a year. I observed a difference in her behavior over the summer. She spent more time away from home, taking hour-long smoking breaks. She said she was listening to music, talking with family, and taking a break from her demanding schedule with her children. I understood because I am aware that dealing with family tension may be difficult, but it became overwhelming. So much so that I felt lonely because she was rarely present. The tipping point came on Halloween, when we took the kids trick-or-treating. She received a phone call and was acting suspiciously about it. She walked away from us to respond, and her body language indicated that she was trying to disguise who she was conversing with and what they were talking about. I took mental note of it, and we called it a night. I awakened the next morning and checked her phone to make sure I wasn't making assumptions. There was no record of her receiving a call while we were out. Weird. I looked through her photos and discovered that she had a screenshot of herself talking to an unsaved phone number, as well as other instances of it. I examined her texts and found nothing, but the deleted screenshot showed that she was contacting the person. I called the number, pretending as someone he knew, and he told me everything. He stated that he knew her, worked at the same place, and would hang out with her. I got into a fight with him after admitting that I was her husband, but I kept it short because my issue was with her, not him. I returned home and confronted her. I gave her the opportunity to inform me, but she did not. So I told her what I knew and showed her what I had on her. She added that while she was absent for hours, she would meet him at work to smoke, drink, and listen to music. She claims they never got physical, and she just enjoyed his company. This is tough for me to understand because she admitted to sending him naked videos in the shower during the chat, which I discovered among her deleted videos. I contacted a divorce lawyer to review my options and plan a strategy session. I don't want to divorce, I want to reconcile. I truly don't know what to expect or how to go past this. My self-esteem is crushed and my confidence is at an all-time low. She quit her job, blocked his phone number, apologized, and indicated her desire to continue our marriage. That influenced my decision to stay, as I can see that her personality hasn't always been this way. So perhaps it was just a difficult era. There is no excuse, but I believe in second chances because I failed in past relationships and was given a second opportunity. What are your feelings about Reddit? Is it wrong for me not to simply leave? What can I expect? Thank you to everyone who has responded. Oh, the usual I just wanted a friend excuse. Taking long smoke breaks with a coworker is not a sign of good intentions. Sorry to break it to you, but contrite, lovely individuals rarely need to be identified through erased screenshots and secret phone calls. Update. First and foremost, I read each remark and tried to understand where everyone was coming from. I appreciate the advice more than you know. We have our first marriage counseling session today, and after that, I will have a better notion of what to do. I'm not sure whether this will work. She refused to admit to physically cheating, despite being questioned repeatedly over the last 3 days. But I'm not convinced. Many people have addressed this in the comments, and I agree. Plus, I don't believe anything she says, so I'm going to think she went all the way. Why wouldn't she, given how far she'd come? I have another meeting with my lawyer this week and am considering signing a post-nuptial agreement if I stay. If not, I will divorce and concentrate on self-healing. I can't imagine what my life will be like now that I know what I know. She also followed through on all I requested. Full phone transparency, disclosure of whereabouts, blocking and removing his phone number, and no social media. This is strange because I am not the type of man who would want to play a jail warden. My loving and trusting marriage has ended, so perhaps divorce is best. As you might expect, my mind is cloudy, so I'm unsure what the best solution is. I'll keep you updated as things progress. Thank you everybody for contributing your words and stories. It helps. Second update. I have a greater appreciation for myself. I handed her the divorce papers. This marriage is over. I can't go through life always questioning everything. I immediately calmed the mind monsters. I feel liberated. We are now on the other difficult path of divorce. Update. Hello everyone. I wrote a post a few days ago about discovering my wife had cheated on me and sent nudes to a coworker. I've been going crazy for the past few days, and today I finally figured out what I want. I want to divorce and focus on self-healing. I thought I could deal with it, but I can't. I cannot picture my life being any better with her. I don't see the future anymore. I can't even trust her. I can't be enough for her. So I'll just be alone. Thank you for your support. This is a huge deal breaker for me, and I plan to stick to my decision. I served her divorce papers today. She can leave and be happy. If you have any tips for what to expect, please share. Edit. Perhaps served is the incorrect term. I handed her the divorce papers. I'm still learning how this works. Nobody deserves to live in a never-ending cycle of doubt and second-guessing. What matters most, is that you have restored control of your life and peace of mind. Letting go of a marriage might be traumatic, but in your case, it's about rediscovering yourself. She had dug her grave, and now she had to lie in it. What would you say to the AP? Next. Nothing conveys trust and loyalty like radiant smiles and weird off-site beach trips. I caught my 10-year lover cheating. Let's go right to the point. A female 26, caught my partner, a male 25, cheating on me today. Only this morning. So I'm going to write an angry article here because why not? I had work this morning, but I wasn't feeling well and hadn't gotten enough sleep. But I still needed to get to work. So I kiss my boyfriend goodbye and go to work. I've been there for nearly 2 hours and I'm still not feeling good, with a slight fever. My manager has told me that I can leave early to rest. Normally I would just go through the day and not leave, but due to work overtime this week I decided to take the offer and leave early. I texted my boyfriend to let him know I was coming home, but he sleeps during the day and never received the message. When I go home, the first thing I see in front of the door is a pair of shoes that clearly are not mine or his, but belong to another woman. My heart falls as I know exactly what this involves. I couldn't hear anything in my living room, so I called my boyfriend to let him know I was home and had noticed the shoes on the floor, but he didn't answer. I did this to avoid seeing them together. It takes me a minute, but I get the courage to enter my room and confront them. They're both naked, lying on my bed. This seems like something from a movie. I wake him awake, and he doesn't say anything, move, or do anything. He just lies there. I said to the naked female in my bed, "I'm not sure who you are, but could you please leave?" Then I leave the room and let her to get dressed. As she departs, she apologizes to me, but I tell her she doesn't have to because at the end of the day she's not at fault and owes me nothing. I confront my partner, and he remains mute. I force him to talk to me, and he responds with, "What the F?" He claims it's been going on for 2 months and that we only had sex once or twice a week, which wasn't enough for him. He attempted to deceive me by claiming they didn't do anything, prompting my outburst. They were literally butt naked. I tell him it's over and express all I'm feeling, even my surprise. Our 10-year anniversary was in 2 weeks, and while I'm glad I found out sooner, I hated how I had to find out. We've been together for years and lived together. He can't just abandon me. What's crazy is that I suspected he was cheating on me for a long time. People say you just know and have a gut feeling, but I've never believed that was the genuine explanation. How did you just know? But there were clues that led me to believe he was. He'd have glitter on his face and claim that he acquired it from a coworker who was wearing it. He usually drove to the beach, but he claimed to be at a petrol station. When I challenged him about it, he would simply lie, claiming that he was not cheating and would never cheat. But part of me did not believe him. My mind is totally blown. He gave me flowers yesterday and took me on a date. I get that men cheating is not an emotional issue for them, it is simply sex. But what the F? I guess he thought he could get away with it because we were going to celebrate our 10th anniversary together. So, to recap, I am heartbroken. And I'm still trying to process what just happened. I tossed him out and sent him away to deal with my emotions. I'm going to pack up all of his possessions and try to get some rest because I'm unwell. My long-term ambition is to rediscover myself after 10 years with him. Thank you for reading. Glitter? That's clearly a red flag. Walking in and witnessing that in your own bed must have been like a punch in the gut, especially after giving this person 10 years of your life. If he believes that once or twice a week is insufficient, he should confront this issue maturely rather than seeking other options. If his first thought when there is a tiny difficulty is adultery, he was never as committed to you as you were to him. Did you have a similar experience? Please share it in the comments area. Then there's the principle of reciprocity, especially if you're a cheater trying to sneak around on your partner. My ex tried to cheat. It didn't work out for him though. After a while, my ex would fall asleep with his phone in his pocket. Strange red flag, but I didn't say anything. When I noticed he wouldn't even pull up his phone in front of me, I realized something was up. It slid out of his sweats one night and landed next to my leg when I awoke. I was about to charge it when I realized he was receiving notifications and messages from a dating app. I wanted to slap him awake, but I didn't, so I created a profile using photographs from a friend of mine. He never met her and got her approval. She was just his type, and I knew he loved blue eyes. As expected, we began talking after we matched. We talked for about a week before I proposed getting together. Flirting in sexual situations. He told her and me that he was unmarried and lived with a pal. So I proposed that he pay for a hotel room so that we could F. He said he would. We selected a spot. Mind you, I paid for everything because he had lost his job. He emptied my savings account over a year by manipulating it. We're a family, and when times are tough, we look out for each other. When I told him I didn't have any more money, he said I had paid my college loans, all of my one-bedroom apartment costs, and the meals. This boy brought the ballsack to beg me for money in person because his mother's birthday was approaching and he wanted to get her something special. So I gave him $50 since it was amusing at that time. I definitely recall his smile at the time. That weekend, he left saying he was going to his mother's and would most likely spend the night. I kissed him goodbye and wished him a wonderful time. Then I packed everything and left it outside. I live in a city in the United States, so it passed swiftly. Got the locks replaced. He messaged me multiple times using the app. I told him I was running late because I wanted to look great. But I was coming, so I apologize. My friend also texted me some sensual photos to send him that did not reveal her whole face. She is a real person. I even got him to jerk off and send me a video. After forcing him to sit until 1 a.m., I messaged him on a dating app with a picture of his belongings being rummaged through by a homeless man, wishing him a happy stay at the hotel. When my phone rang, I blocked his number before going to bed. He was outside my door on Monday when I got home from work, crying and pleading that he was homeless and had nowhere to go. When I wasn't having it, he became enraged, as usual. When he started grabbing and attempting to enter my flat, I called the police. He discovered that he had moved a few hours away, where he now lives with his only family and works. I hope he's learned anything. You gave him every opportunity to show his true colors, and he delivered, even asking you for money for his mother's gift while planning a rendezvous with another person. The determination to catch him red-handed was admirable, as was the hotel setup.